I'm really positively surprised that so many of you are still here. How many of you ever tried to insert some telemetry tracing in your code? I mean, not telemetry, but open telemetry. OK, so some of you tried. And how many of you tried to test it? One hand, two? Well, trust me, it's a significantly lower amount of people. And I will show you the reason why. How to? Is it readable? Probably not. So that's the official documentation for OpenTelemetry. And what it suggests you to do for testing is to intercept the spans and intercept them as arriving messages into your process where the test is running, and then later analyze that messages. The problem is that, so what you need to do is to add some configuration for interception. Yeah, I can barely see the screen. Sorry if I'm at the wrong page now. But the main problem here is that what you receive is actually an Erlang record, so you need to parse Erlang record, and Erlang record, as some fields, contains another Erlang record, and well, that is really hard to parse. And what you really usually want to know is that the nesting of your spans is done correctly, and you have attributes, and you have events that you expect to have for this testing scenario. So doing the manual parsing is a kind of nightmare, and a lot of people just check it in some web interface, like, does it look correct or not? But the problem is that it's quite easy to break. Oh, I have a screen here down. Cool. And that is something that we really would want to test. And I propose a library. It is available on GitHub. The coding is done from my perspective, but the documentation part is not there. Good. For now, there is only a rationale why it's created, but I have a live view demo how to use it. So we will start with the code that we want to use. Is the module readable, or should I increase the size of font? Sorry for that. So the main idea is that we have some demo function in a demo module, and there is some asynchronous span. We link that asynchronous span to the span that is running in the context of our function, and there is another nested span. So we have some structure for parsing, and what we can do, we can start an OpenTelemetry testing server that will collect for us all of the spans. So technically, what is suggested on official documentation, we're intercepting them, but that is done by the server. It stores them in ets, and later on, there is an interface the library provides for us. So the interface is called build span tree. So if we wrap the demo module, demo function call in some another span, so we know the parent span ID and trace ID that we can later on use to build up the tree-like structure. That is a really simple one, so it's just a tuple with a span itself, and the second element is a list of children. And having that structure and pattern match it, we can ensure that the nesting is done correctly. The second thing that library does for us, it transforms the records into maps. So it is much easier to pattern match later on. And it also provides an interface called match. So what we can do, we can provide there a structure. So it's not really a matching, but rather a kind of matching against some structures that we provide to the function. And this function, this structure looks pretty similar to a pattern. So what we check is a name for the roots, for our test span. And there we are expecting to have some root span from our module, and then there is an attribute, there is a link for that root span. The link has an attribute, so there is some status, the kind. So technically, I just dropped some values that I want to check, but we can just do it for the whole of the fields of the record if we want. I'm just lazy and I don't think it's interesting for you. So the function fails if pattern provides some incorrect data. So at the moment, we can run it, and it says that test is passing perfectly. But let's try to change some value. So let's say we make a typo. And the name is not correct anymore. So if we reevaluate it, this match function reports to us which matching exactly failed for us. Because it's done matching going deeper and deeper inside our pattern and comparing elements, so it reports to us what exactly is. It does it in a similar way that you have as a stack trace. So it tells you where exactly it failed, at which level. Well, reporting is pretty ambiguous from one perspective. From another, you for sure will find what is wrong. So that's actually it. So if you suffered from testing OpenTelemetry tracing like me, I hope this will improve your life. And yeah, because that is a testing framework, it is very important to test itself. And I believe I have invested 3 more times in testing rather than in implementing it. It's fully covered. The testing is very rich. There is a lot of prop testing done for it as well. So I'm pretty sure I will not introduce you some false positives or false negatives, but if you notice any error, then please report an issue at GitHub. That's it.